On that note, Nishant Sharma, I leave the last word to you. I want to understand from your perspective as well, sir. How can India help right now?
Yeah, so Assam is facing one of the worst floods in maybe the last 50 years. So this has been a very difficult time for Assam, especially in the districts which have been mentioned like Sibsagar, Charaido, Jorhat, and also Gulagat. So there has been excessive rainfall, and there are also my fellow panelists have already mentioned many of the major things or the highlights of this flood that happened. So I will not get into those much in detail, but yeah, this has been one of the worst floods in the recent past. But again, Assam floods is not something of a new issue. It is an issue which and all the generations of Assam could easily connect to it. The Gen Zs will connect to it. The millennials will connect to it. Then the old people will also connect to it, because flood is a situation or a problem in Assam that has been going on for such a long time. Everybody in Assam knows about flood. Even the identity of Assam to some extent has become it is a flood prone area in many parts of India. So as we all know, so flood is not a new problem. It is not a tsunami or it is not a volcanic eruption. It is flood, and it has been there for a long time. Now, every time discussions have been held in the national media, also regional media has always talked about it, but no change has been seen in on ground in reality. There has been some works, there has been some projects which were taken up to mitigate flood, but have they been implemented well, or do they actually work? That is the major issue here. But again, I would like to point out another two or three things. During this time of Assam flood, the people of Assam have actually shown such amount of solidarity. It is worth mentioning here. People from all across Assam, be it from Lower Assam and from other parts of Assam, have gathered and collected rations, food, clothing, sanitary napkins, mosquito nets, and everything. And they have been going to the flood affected areas and serving the people. And through those people also many visuals are coming, because a lot of influencers and a lot of people are putting their videos and photographs on social media, where you can see houses full with mud, knee deep in mud. These are the post flood complications that are happening. The flood happened. We all saw some visuals. A lot of animals died. A lot of people lost their lives. My heart goes out to all those people and the families. But now the post-flood complications are even serious. There are going to be a lot of diseases. There are going to be a lot of mosquito-borne diseases or vector-borne diseases, because it is obvious when the flood recedes, there will be puddles of water, and mosquito breeding is going to be very high there. So there are many post-flood complications that are going to be seen. So we have to also mitigate those things. But again, coming back to the point, people of Assam has shown great solidarity during this time, and also the armed forces, the police, the disaster response forces, the Assam State Disaster Management Authority, all are doing their part. And also, there has been a relief fund. Launched by the Chief Minister's office, and also a lot of private NGOs and other people are also collecting, so that these people in need can get the immediate necessities, the basic necessities at an urgent level. There are situations in some places where people do not have even clean clothes, clean sanitary napkins, toilets, and although they are out of question. So this is the real situation on ground. It is very easy to talk, in a studio, or you can talk when we are not affected, but on ground the reality is very bad. And I think the national media should bring in more attention, and every part of the country at least should know what is happening in this part of the country and how the people are suffering. Now again, coming to the post-flood complications, there are going to be vector-borne diseases, there are going to be mosquito-related diseases. So we need to take care of those things. Then there are issues with, there are a lot of pregnant women, children that are also in this, are victims in this area. So immediate healthcare is also necessary in those places. So I hope the government and the other NGOs and organizations are able to get there and able to provide, but there is still a lot of a lot of gap to cover, because there are certain places where the water has still not receded, and there are certain villages which are very remote, help has not been there till now, according to some reports. And so I hope they
Yes.
get. And yes, and there are many other things, then one more very important thing I want to highlight is we need a lot of research. As I told earlier, we have this Assam flood is not a new issue. Since independence, before independence, we have to known about it. It is not a new issue. All there have been many chief ministers, many prime ministers, many governments. All have talked about Assam floods, but we need to try and find a solution. Humankind has always been good at finding solution. It is not that nature has been kind to the humankind. Humankind has always challenge nature in a way and also find a sustainable way of development, sustainable solution. Many countries have found solution to floods. Many countries have found solution to other natural disasters. So we have to find out about all these things. Here, I think that research is very important. Research is very, very important. We have good amount of a number of universities and institutes in Assam itself. We have the IITs, we have institutes like Guwahati University where I am working, and also many other good universities. I think we need to invest more fun research projects on finding solutions. We need to find research and development projects that we can find a solution. Because without solutions, we can always be complaining about these things. But for how long? Generation after generation, this has been going on. And so I think these are some of the major issues that need to be, that need to be highlighted. And the national media can be very instrumental in here. So I also request the national media to, highlight this issue as much as possible. They are doing to some extent, but
Absolutely.
I think there is more scope. And also, last I want to say, I'm thankful to those people who are actually coming out as a society, as a society. They are coming out, they are helping each other around, and these scenes are actually very are touching, and I'm proud of it that my people are coming out for the people or for my people, and they are coming out and they are helping
Absolutely,
people on
because at
ground.
the end of the day, sir, we are all Indians. We will of course continue to stand by one another in these tough times. On that note, I thank all of our guests for joining us on the broadcast. We will continue to flash this information at the bottom of our screens on how Indians who are not in or around Assam and cannot physically volunteer with the flood situation can at least help monetarily. On that note, a very short break.